Yeah, and we're sitting with Dong here, and we're really stoked to have him on a podcast that beats the rap on. You know, whenever I think of reggae, I always think of Bob Marley. You know, he's really set the scene of how reggae should feel. You know, not just like it's not just like the words he says. It's the emotion and energy that came
Mm.
behind him. You know, which I thought was really good, and I thought it was something, Don, that came through when you and I are chatting a little while ago. So yeah, what do you think of him? Has he kind of inspired you, and what's happening with you these days?
Well, actually, Bob Marley is one of my biggest idol, right? Because his words have a lot of meaning behind it. And basically, in my music, I want to keep it just the same way. Have a meaning behind it, so people can actually be innovated, extravated, and at the same time motivated by the words, not
I feel
just
like we
not
need to
just.
make a song out of that. That sounds bloody. I love those lyrics already. That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So just before we get into it, the viewers and your fans, tell them a little bit about like what life's treating you like, and what you've been up to these days.
Why, if I be honest with everybody who is following me right now, I'm actually what you call a natural doctor, right? I travel to different countries to help people who are sick, right? Those who basically cannot afford to go to the doctor. Basically, after the pandemic, everything slows down for me.
Yeah.
So when it slows down now, I have no work. I go to the one thing that I love, which is reggae music, and that has been in my blood for the longest because I've been singing since church.
Oh
And
wow.
then out of church, I will get together with the boys with their sound system back home in Jamaica, and I would jump on the mic and I would sing. Even in high school, I would do the same thing. Because in high school, they call me MCG, which I don't want to tell what is the meaning the meaning
Oh,
of that thing,
everyone. We all want to know what the hell that means now. Now you've dropped that little bomb there, Dom. You don't have to tell us, but I'm sure we all want to know.
Yeah, I know you want to know, but you wait until one of my song comes out because it has the meaning of MCG because I'm going to be talking about the history of my song. I decided, let me see if I can get back into the music and see where the music can actually push me. So I decided, let me get into this music. So I'm just doing this music, once in a while and everything. Then all of a sudden, I started to take it up much more serious now to the point where I'm making so many songs, and each time I sit down, and you cannot avoid arguments between the husband and the wife. So the minute that is finished, then basically a song will come to my mind, and I just started to write. But I'm mostly influenced by what is going on around society today, especially with the cost of living, money. People are people cannot find money to put in their pocket to feed their family, all those stuff. So all that I put into music to let people know, do not just depend on these things because these things are not. We need it, but at the same time, we have to look at what is more positive for us. Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Like, I mean, one of the things about I'm not sure what others out there that are listening to this feel like, but reggae is something that's super deep. It's got a lot of emotion and energy there to it. So
Yeah, man.
you got a lot of fans out there, right? And they're all looking at you at the moment, and they're probably wondering about you a bit more about you, just to get to know you a bit more.
Well, I am one of the easiest person to get along with, and I'm the most friendliest person around, right? I'm not hard to get along with. I'm very easy to get along with, right? At the same time, basically, I don't like foolishness, just like anybody else. Everybody else around, we do not like to see foolishness. And Jamaicans, this is who we are. We don't like to see foolishness, and sometimes we turn foolishness also into music.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is like, if you ever had have a chance to like, do a collab or folks like that, you just want to make this music come from your heart. You know what? You know what I mean? Like no foolishness, make it come from your heart. Let's not muck around. Let's, create some real good sounds that people can feel, that sort
I
of thing,
prefer.
right? It'd be really cool like hanging out with you, actually doing some collabs, because it's all about really focusing on the music and getting to it. Got a question for you now. So someone played your music for the very first time, and that comes through in all of the tracks that we've seen you upload to Beats to Rap on. And thank you for sharing that, by the way. So if you just imagine you never heard music at all, what
Mhm.
would be the first track you would start with?
The first track I would start with.
Yeah.
To be honest, the first track I would start with, it's called It's You.
Ah,
Why?
tell me about that
Why
one.
why It's You? Because upon when you listen to It's You, girl, you know it's you, the one. You're the woman I love, right?
I
So
love it.
upon you hear that, basically, if you're a guy, you're going to want to use that, especially if you want to say propose to a woman, or
You would be
basically
wanting to
you.
use that. Actually, I might be using that one tonight, actually. So thanks for that one, Don. That's a good one.
It's not a problem, man, not a
I might
problem,
have to use that one.
right?
And to everyone out there, a little quick tip for you.
Yeah, actually, I have another friend who actually used that for the same reason,
Oh,
that
tell,
same song.
tell us about it. Like, give us some details. We all want to know now.
Yeah, so basically this song is a song basically can capture any woman that is out there who you want to be very close to your
Are
heart.
you hearing that, everyone? So for all the boys out there and the men and all that kind of stuff, you're about to get a hot tip. Roll us into it, Don.
Yeah, man. Because the words alone itself, the verses alone itself will basically capture the motivation of the female. And upon it capture that and she hear the chorus, basically everything comes together. When everything comes together, the upliftment of the woman's heart is in her throat because she cannot speak anymore of the words only.
Jesus, are we saying analogies for something else? I'm not sure what we're doing on this channel right now. So, no, that's fantastic, Don. So that's really interesting. Hearing what you'd be wanting to listen to first. So I guess what would be great, and it'd be great for the fans to understand is, take us back to what your first experience of music was like. Like, run us through how it all began.
Actually, the first time doing music, I want to say 1987, right? I was in high school, first year in high school, 1987, which puts me in second grade in high school. And I was in class, and in my class in Jamaica, we have what we call an open mic,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the boys will beat the desk as a drum, and then they will call on your name. And if they call on your name, you have to stand up in front of the entire class and perform a song.
That's so cool.
It was not cool at that time. At that time, I was very scared because it was my first time to do that. Then the ones I'm sitting beside, good friends of mine, also my next door neighbor, they
Mm-hmm.
call me up because they hear me singing many times in the shower when I'm getting ready to go to school.
Right.
So they call me up now to sing. Upon I go up, I cannot sing. The words cannot come out of my mouth.
Oh my God.
So I started to do DJ instead. So while I'm
Oh,
doing the DJ, I'm looking at this one young girl in the class that I'm in love with, right? And I'm DJing the song towards her.
nice.
In Jamaica, when we say DJ, it's like
Mm.
doing dancehall music, different from doing reggae music,
Can you
right?
give us a bit?
So
But so, just for the listeners here, can you just give
an
us a bit of a
example.
demo? Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. So it's like you stand up in DJ, you stand up and you says, you be like, you are the best thing, in my life. Woman, must get you right and know say for my wife. Girl, you are the best thing. You are the everything. Woman, can say you're the favorite thing.
I
Like
could
that.
feel that.
So in Jamaica, that is like DJ, right? So what they wanted me to sing. So I sing that. I sing like that instead. Then the song got a little bit erratic
Mm.
because I started to talk about the women's private area and all that
Ooh.
stuff. Yeah, while I am doing it. So not realizing what I'm doing because I'm doing freestyle, right? So after everything was done, about 3 years after, we have in our high school that we call like school jam, right? Then at that time, the boys in the school, they already know what I can do now, my ability, what I can do.
Tell us what that is. What is school jump? If you don't, maybe
School,
I
okay. In Jamaica, school jam is like sometime before the summer.
school
We will
jam.
have,
School
yeah,
jam. Okay. Yep.
yeah, we have like a big sound system into the school playing music and everything, and all
That's very cool.
the students would get together and they will dance and show your skills, show your ability and everything. Then during the night, open mic, right? Where you will take the mic, you will go up and you will either sing a song or do whatever you got to do.
Is
So
that
at
like?
that
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. Is that the best time to start curtaining a female? Right. So you're walking into this thing. You've got her eyes locked over there. You know exactly what you're doing, and you're
yeah,
walking
yeah.
up there on the stage, all ready to close the deal. Is that what it is.
Well, at that time, not really. At that
Yeah.
time, not really.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough. Crushed
so
my
I
dream.
went
That's all
up.
right, Don.
I know. So basically, I went up because the boys they wanted me to go up and sing. So I went up and I sang a song by an
Right.
artist in my country known as Ghost.
Uh-huh.
So I sang the song. Then after singing the song, that's when my popularity begins. Then I decided to focus more on school rather than music. So I finished high school, went to college. To make a long story short, I went to the United States and I lived there in the United States. And then I picked up that music back in 2001, and I was in a recording studio. And then in the recording studio, a friend of mine who is a good friend of Michael Jackson, yeah, he decided that he's going to have me in the studio to do a recording. So while I'm
Wow.
in the studio now doing the recording, he says to me, can you just get something out of your mind freestyle? And I said, yeah. I said, what about this? So I'm going to do it so everybody can hear.
Yeah, no, we
Right?
all want to see you. You better be ready over there because we're going to get
Yeah.
going. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
So
go.
basically what I did, I said, oh, them want to get up right now, them want to do wave, them be da they lay, they must say things, they touch, them want to send us a Pepsi, them want to make the girl, them be limby and one man on the road, now
Can't
do
even
it.
be
Anyway,
even.
oh, them want to get up right now, them want to switch before them see the girl, and fish them and la dig them and then they want to look just like a miss, and one them and then call them bitch, we have to run with them a boy out the road, cause them a switch. Oh, they pass them want to go the wrong way, man a woman out the road say them a turn gay, oh, they all of them right and no say one do it, me and one man a go give the body meat, why them a pull out the road one dig fat say, give me Suzette and the girl when name Susie, man and woman out the road and getting too nasty. Run out them a fool out the road and too nasty. Cause we a bad man now, we not go stray. We not go for chichi man highway. Oh, the whole of them out the road want do it. Bout them a go on the shit.
Oh, man, I
We a
love that. I
bad
want to
man.
get some beats
Yeah,
to it. How can we get some beats
yeah.
behind Charlie? Can you crack some beats behind that shit and we can get that throwing? What about we drop some beats? That sounds great.
Yeah.
We got to do
So
something
basic.
after this too, and we got to put some hardcore beats behind something like that. By the way, Don, back to you.
Yeah. So after I did that, he asked me, "Can you write a song?" I said, "Yeah, I can write a song." Then I said, "I do not know what to write yet." So they were playing a beat inside of the recording studio, and they tell me they're going to delete it. And I said, "Wait, don't delete that beat yet. Let me listen to it." So while I'm listening to the beat now and everything, I said, "Wait. I like this one.
Uh-huh.
I said, what? I'm like, yeah. And then there was a Puerto Rican female sitting inside. And I said, can you sing this? And she says, what? Can you sing, are you the one to satisfy me? 'Cause I'm looking for a man to please me. Can you
Jesus,
fulfill my
everything you're talking
dreams,
about is
my
fantastic, by the way.
desire? Do you have what it takes to satisfy me? And she said, yes. So I said, okay, let's go into the booth. So we go into the booth, and then I put on the headphones and I said,
Man,
play
this
the
is heating
song.
up
And
this story, Charlie. I don't know. We might have to start. I don't know. Do we have the beeper ready in case something happens?
Then once I'm in the booth now, my boy C start to play. I go, every girl out the road is a slam. Say they want to go there, me say all night long. So me have to work it 24/7. Say they want a good satisfaction. You don't say. Say they really want the hardcore. Ain't that they might get the say right on the floor. Girl, they must scream out and I love for more. Say they want a good loving galore. And then she came in and sing the song, right? So after she sang the song, right here, the second verse just came to my head. I did not write the second verse. It just came to my head. And then I
That's
just
so
popped
good.
the second verse. And after I popped the second verse and I popped the third verse, he put it into the, what you call it in the US, like the clubs. And it was playing in
Yeah.
the club because it was a club beat,
Oh, wow.
right? So
That's so cool.
everybody can hype to the beat and everything. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then that's what happened. So after that, I did not fully pursue because I went back to school again.
Yeah.
And then after coming here now to the Philippines, after so many years, and then come here now to the Philippines and everything, I decided to take up at the music again.
So this is a big question. This is good for all the listeners out there. So, some of the listeners, they're young, they're just starting out in their career, their music career as well. And it sounded like you had a kind of a pivotal moment there. You were, do I go to school? Do I do music? And then it kind of happened later on. So when did you kind of like realize that music was your thing? It was for you. It's like the thing you want to do more than anything else.
With that time, I realized it because I notice even when I'm in English class, when I'm writing, everything is rhyming.
So good.
Right, and I
That's so
notice
cool.
everything is rhyming. The
Yeah.
teacher, she called me in front of the class and she said to me, is this a poem? And I said, no, ma'am. It just came to my mind and I just write it down. You told me to write. You said we must write something in English. So I write something in English. So this is what I wrote.
What did she
So she
say?
asked me, she was impressed. She said
Yeah.
to me, your words is like a poem, right?
Yeah.
And actually, That words is in one of my song and on your thing known as Money, Money, Money.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Very
Because it's
good.
about because it was about money. Yeah. Money, money, money.
Go look up the profile and crank that bass up very
Yeah.
loud.
Yes, I
So that's a big thing, because when you're a young artist and you're trying to figure out what you want to do, and you've got this passion, and not just a passion, you've got this skill, you're just good at it. You don't know why you're good at it. Everyone's got their gifts. You just happen to have this gift. You're good at it.
mm-hmm,
And a lot of people are, wondering, do I just stop everything I'm doing and follow my passion or my skill? Or what do I do? And you've had some amazing experience, Don, throughout your life, going through
mm-hmm.
some of this decision making. What would you say for some of the young people out there who are listening?
Okay. I'll be honest with everybody who is watching me. If I were you, focus first on what is important. We cannot do without an education, right? We're going to need a paper on the side just in case. Because to what I am seeing, music is always there. Education is not always there, right? And then basically, once you finish what you're doing, I'm not saying to give up, right? But never give up, right? Finish, if you're in school, finish your schooling, right? That would be my advice. Finish your schooling, as I did. Finish your schooling. And after you finish your schooling, then you can focus on what you want to focus on. But it's mostly important that you have a degree with you. Because the degree would be like your backup.
Yeah,
Because
that's some
many
really
art,
wild words. Very wise
yeah,
words there.
because there are many artists out there, they don't have any degree or anything, and then basically when they are not making it anymore in the music and they lose out, they don't have any income, they don't have anything, they don't have anything to go back to, they don't have anything to throw back, right? So if you have a degree, you have your degree on the side, you're in the music, okay, no problem. Do the music, right? To see how far the music can reach, they can bring you. Then afterwards, then you
Then it's
focus,
party
you
time.
focus. Yeah, your party time and enjoy
Then what,
yourself and do whatever you got to do.
then what we're saying we do is we hold one of these jams. We have all these women out there, and then we send them up on stage and eyeball them, and then get you to prep the person to come in and romance them. So just coming
Yeah,
back to
man.
that's really good advice. So just coming back to yourself, and so we talked a little bit about some of your hobbies. Like, when did you kind of think about really taking music seriously? We talked a little bit about that, and part of that is growing up, and influence is a
Mhm.
part of growing up. You might have your mom, your dad, you've got so many influences people have in their lives growing up. And what were some of the biggest influences for you growing up?
My mom. My
Okay.
mom is one of my biggest influence. Because my mom, before she become a Christian,
Hmm.
she used to listen to a lot of reggae music and she's always playing them to me and I'm always listening to them. At that time when
Mm.
I'm younger, I'm also a dancer when I was younger,
Wow. Does
right?
everyone want to
You know,
see Charlie? Do we want to get him up? Can we get him up to do some moves, or is
no,
that is that pod?
that's,
Is that the second podcast? We get him up to do some moves. The
that's
second,
back
all
into
right,
this.
second podcast, you're
The
on.
second podcast, the second podcast. At that time, during the time of where you have MC Hammer doing this dancing, we're gonna hammer, you know. So
Oh
those
man,
times,
MC
yeah,
Hammer and the
yeah,
parachute pants. That was
yes,
great. That
yeah.
was groundbreaking stuff back then. Actually, I thought I saw some parachute pants the other day. I went, "What the
No?
hell?" The first thing I saw was MC Hammer there. I was like, "Is that MC Hammer? They're MC Hammer pants." Love that.
actually, actually, my uniform in high school, in Jamaica, we call it doodoo pants.
Okay.
Right? So my uniform, my pants was doodoo pants, so that I can dance, I can move.
That's
So I
very
used to
cool.
go, I used to go to different high schools, and we will have a clash with other dance groups, dance against them, and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Yeah.
would smash them though, right? So I want to come back to these influences because there's so many people listening out here, and for new people to the podcast, um, you know, influences they shape your life, right? Particularly
hmm
when you're young. And Don said,
hmm
his mum was his main one,
hmm
and that's amazing, right? So if you've got a mum or you've got a dad or you've got both, or if you don't have any and you've got someone else like that,
hmm
and then that's great. And what about in the music scene and dance scene? So mostly music. Apart from your
Oh
mum,
my
who is
God.
run us through like the most influential for you?
Okay, one of the number one most influential one to me, his name is Ninja Man, right?
Wow, that
And
is a
then,
very cool name. I wasn't
yeah,
expecting that.
yeah,
Okay.
his name is Ninja Man.
Okay.
And then follow him is Bounty Killer, right?
You're just having us
Behind,
on. You having all of us. Are you having all of us on here?
yeah,
Charlie's
then,
having a look that up.
yeah, then behind Bounty Killer, you
Yeah.
have the legendary Luciano,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
from Luciano, then you have Sizzla Kamanji. From Sizzla Kamanji, you have the Chronics,
And were they
right?
all around
Then,
when you were growing up? Like, well, like, did you used to listen to them every day? Is that what helped
well,
you shape your sound?
except
Okay.
Chronics is mostly nowadays type of music.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Ninja Man, Bounty Killer, Luciano, and Sizzla, I used to listen to them while I am in school, and they are my biggest influence, right? Then I used to listen to other Jamaican artists such as Papa San, who his words are from his head,
Right.
right? And then
Yep.
there's Lieutenant Stitchy, his words also is from his head,
Okay.
right? They do not write. They just immediate come out. Bounty Killer is the same
That's
way.
so cool.
Yeah.
That's such a good skill. And so when you're doing this, so we're hearing that you're constantly listening to these folks, like we all do. We all have our
hmm
influences, and then you start creating your own sound, and then you start creating your own creative process. So like, give us a snapshot of what that creative process looks like for you, and what the vibe in the studio is like. Like if you partnered up with someone or you're rocking to the studio, like give us some insights into what you do.
When I'm in the studio, I'm in a different zone, right? I got that influence from Ninja Man,
Okay.
right? Because I watch the way how he is when he's in the studio. Cause when he's in the recording studio, he's in a complete different zone. It's like he's there in the studio, but the mindset is not there in the studio. He's focusing on the music. So
Right.
when I am in the recording studio, I am the same way, right? I block everything out. I block everybody out. And it's like the music and me only is there. Whether the words are there in front of me or not, it's like I'm a complete different person.
Like a good one or a bad one?
Oh, it's a,
Like,
of
do we
course
leave
it's
you
a good
alone
one.
if we see the door closed, or
Oh, no, no,
or do we build up
ac-
the nerve to knock on the door and walk in?
actually, if one of the producer he was here, he would tell you that he noticed with me when I'm in the studio, it's like there's a switch that just turn on, and it's like he's seen a different person talking to him rather than a different person in the studio. Because when I'm in the studio, he says it's a total different thing he's seeing. It's like
Oh
I'm
man, I
totally
love that.
focused on the music because
It's so
because
beautiful.
I
Yeah,
want I want I want when everybody listen to the words, you can feel it, you can
you can feel
see
it.
it,
Yeah,
you
it
can
comes through.
actually see what I'm trying to say to everybody.
Yeah, and that's also sometimes difficult when you're trying to finish a song, right?
Yeah.
So one of the tough things for artists, particularly if they're right emotionally into the song. I mean, look,
Mm-hmm.
they're all in. You're kind of emotionally attached in different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
To all of your songs and other songs, and sometimes it's like it's just hard to know when to finish a song. Like
Yeah,
you could
it
have a
is.
song of 30 seconds, you could have one 10 minutes, anywhere in
Mm-hmm.
between.
Mm-hmm.
Like how to, maybe you can share to the viewers out there, like how do you know when you finished a song?
Okay, I give you one example. It's you.
Okay.
When I wrote it's you. It's you
Yep.
took me 1 year to finish,
Right. Okay. Yep.
right? Because I want that when it comes out, the first thing I started off with was just the chorus only. Girl, you know it's you, the
Uh-huh.
one, you're the woman I love.
Just give us a quick demo.
Girl, you know it's you, the one, you're the woman I love.
Yep. Love it. Thank you.
Yep. So when I wrote that part and then I put in the second part of the chorus,
Yeah.
then I started to think, okay, if the girl, it's you, you're the woman I love, right? Then I work on the verse. The first verse, no problem. Second verse was a problem.
Uh-huh. Like,
because
what happened? Did you get like
be-
writer's block or singer's block, or did you go into a different emotional
yeah,
part of your life? Did that
I went.
change?
Actually, what happened was the second verse. When the second verse came out, I got brokenhearted.
Oh, okay, right.
Right? I got
Yeah,
brokenhearted, and then after that, I decided I would not write anymore.
right.
Right? So when I met my wife now,
Mm.
and my wife influenced me and everything, and I started to sing the song to her, she liked the song also. Right? Then she did something which I cannot say I cannot say it here on podcast what she did.
All right, so this is the
That,
second thing now he's said he can't say, and we all want to know what the hell he's talking about. So
come on.
one day we
Well,
will get it out of him,
yeah,
hopefully.
one day, no long, one day. So after she did what she did and everything, the second verse came to me while I am sleeping, and
That's
I
so
woke up.
cool.
Yeah, I woke up and I just wrote it. And while I'm writing it, she asked me, she said to me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm writing a song, right? The last verse of a song." Then I put everything together.
Yeah,
Ay, ay, ay. When I put it together and I started to sing it, she said, "Oh, that's you. That is it. That
cool to
was the
hear.
song." So that was the end of the song.
It's
But
incredible.
but there are times though when I'm doing music, I end up
Mm,
having writer's block
okay.
because I cannot really think about how to put the words in a way so people can understand, so people
Yep.
can relate. I have a song that nobody has never heard yet, right?
Hopefully, beats. You can
Very
put it on
soon,
beats to rap on,
very
and
soon, very
maybe we
soon.
can feature it or do something with it. We'd love to do whatever we can. But
Yeah, very, very soon, very
yeah,
soon, very soon, right? And basically, the title in my language, life hard. In your language, life is hard, right? So it's all about what's going on in today's society. It's all about what's going on in life, right?
and
So,
and that leads us. That I just want to lead into the next thing, because you just mentioned the hardest part, and I
yeah,
just want
man.
to ask you, while we're in this kind of context, for you, what is the hardest part? So we mentioned you were just talking through one. If you could maybe tell us a little bit more about that, and just a couple of other things that you're finding, that's like the hardest thing about writing music that people don't really see when they're not
What
not a musician.
One of the hardest thing to when it comes to writing music is to basically focus on what is the title,
Yeah, wow.
right? Because sometimes the title say one thing, like example on it. Say I'm going to write something about love. What really am I talking about in love? Am I talking about having sex? Am I talking about courting a woman? Am I
Yeah.
talking about basically telling a girl, expressing my heart feelings to that female? What
Mm,
am I really trying to say to that person, right? Another one would be like especially for Jamaicans, which a little bit more easier,
mm.
especially if we're going to write a song about dancing,
Okay.
right? Like a dance song. If you're going to put a dance song, you have to put in something basically to have the people keep jumping and keep moving and
Keep
moving up them
moving.
hand and
Yeah.
doing everything and
Watch out,
all of
everyone. Watch
that.
out, Charlie. He's doing some moves. On
Right?
the next
So
one, we have to get him to step back a bit when he does those moves, so we get to
yeah,
see him in all the glory.
yeah. So basically, sometimes an artist end up having writer's block because of that. Because you're trying to make a point. You're
Mm,
trying to make the song to the point where people can relate to. Who wants to dance will get up and start to dance and move.
yep.
Especially, I have a song about marijuana,
Uh huh.
right? We call that in my country ganja,
Yeah, I think
right?
everyone knows that one. I
Yeah,
think that's a
man.
very popular one in some
Yes.
places of the world.
Yeah, yeah, man. So basically, when I'm writing about it, basically, I want everybody to know what ganja is all about.
Right.
What is the foundation of ganja? What is the
Uh,
purpose of ganja? What ganja can do to the body?
yeah, it's actually very like good for medicinal purposes. I hear like there's
Yes,
a
yes,
there's a big
actually
change
it
in
is.
the yeah.
Actually, ganja can cure at least 3,766 different type of problems, diseases
It's pretty
in the
incredible,
body.
isn't it? It's very
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah.
very, very incredible. The problem is people are just abusing it. That is the problem,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
that's very true. I mean, and if you look at all like a lot of musicians as well, they seem to use some of these things for creative process, because I think the
Yeah,
world likes to put you in a box, right?
yeah, that is true. That
That's
is
my
true.
understanding. Likes to
That
chuck you in
is
a,
true.
but artists, they don't want to be in a box. You can't create in a box. You know, you got to be out of the box, and
Mm-hmm.
some use some of those mechanisms, I think, to get out of the box, you know, a little bit, because I mean it's so hard in the music business, right? I mean it's
Yeah,
so
it is.
cutthroat, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone's like, when you know, when you're fresh, you kind of get into it and you're out there, and then, you know, as you get more stuff out, you know, it get harder and harder. So, you know, to all the listeners out there, based on all your experience, you know, what do you think the biggest lessons that you've learned in the music business are?
Yeah,
Watch out, everyone! Get ready,
yeah,
sit back, strap
I
in.
have to laugh about this one because one of the biggest lessons I have learned in the music business is to be careful of the ones you collaborate with in the music, because some of them end up taking advantage of you to get popularity, right? And then basically once they are popular and everything, nobody knows you anymore. And
So, what are some of the?
I have
Sorry, go
seen it
ahead.
happen. I have seen it happen in not only reggae music. I've seen it happen in love music. I've seen it happen in rap music. I've seen it happening all over.
So what you
If
think?
men,
What you think's
go ahead.
like that one? Sorry, what you think's like the one mistake that you've seen? I just want to dig into that a little bit. And sorry to cut you
The
off.
one miss, the
It's just
one
so
mistake,
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Like,
the
what's the
one.
one or two things you could give to younger artists, right?
Uh-huh.
To look out for.
Okay. One thing you need to look out for con artists. And if you are deciding to basically collaborate with somebody, right? Make sure it's on paper to protect yourself. Do not just do it verbally. Make sure it's also on paper to protect yourself. Because that's one of the biggest mistake I made. It was not
Mm.
on paper. It was just a verbal thing only, right? And then afterwards, everything was finished. I was advised by many other artists who also got the same abuse by the same group, told me I should have put everything on paper, which, it's already too late. But I said, it's okay because basically, um, we have a saying in Jamaica: what don't sweet you will sour you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's actually that's a very relatable saying.
Hmm.
Um, and you know, some of those moments kind of make you feel like you want to quit. You know,
Yeah.
I can imagine. You know, a lot of people could feel like that. So, like, how did you? Maybe you can share with the audience. Like, how did you push through it? Like, what were the things that you did to help you push through that and keep
Okay.
pursuing music?
Okay. To be honest with you, I came to the point of quitting also, right? I came very, very close to quit. Even my wife told me, forget about this music thing because it's not going to do anything for you. If they are like that, forget about everything. What influenced me was basically another person who also got abused by this group who told me, you got a talent that nobody cannot touch. You got a skill that nobody cannot capture. Do not waste it. Use it for your own benefit. So
Oh
I
man, that's
thought
so
about,
powerful. That's so
yeah,
powerful.
I thought about what the person told me.
Mm.
And then after the person tell me that, I end up writing a song.
I bet that's one of the best songs you've ever written as well.
Yeah, the song is called Confess,
I mean,
right?
I'm only saying that because of all the emotion you would have, you know, experienced. I mean, what you just said is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I think what I'm hearing you say, you know, as an experienced look, I'm not an experienced artist at all, but what I'm hearing, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to meet all, you know, folks like yourself who have these skills. And so what I'm hearing you say is, you know, believe in yourself,
Yeah, believe in
you know,
yourself. Never doubt yourself.
yeah, and be around like-minded people who want you to do well as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that might help you, you know, get through those hard times where you do want to quit, you know, like you don't really want to quit, but you do want to quit, you
Yeah.
know, and you're kind of on that edge. Um, yeah, so you know, um, I guess it'd be interesting just to try and understand now a little bit. You know, you pushed through that. You were going to do music, then you kind of went back to education. You did music and education, pushed through that. You've overcome all these hurdles, which is bloody remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, so what's kind of changed in your life now since stepping back into the game?
What changed in my life now, I have realized that basically I didn't know I was that skillful, right? I didn't realize that some of my songs touch the heart of so many people, that so many people can relate to basically what is going on in today's music. I have a fan who basically told me that he is so impressed with my song, Money, Money, Money,
Yeah.
that he said to me, once the government hear this song, they're going to be very angry at me.
Oh, why is
And
that? We all want to know now.
okay, let me see if I can run some money. Always money in a richless world.
Uh-huh.
Come make we
Rich.
talk money. Come make we talk about money. Money. It's because
Uh-huh.
money is a thing with a great problem. Money out the road. Money don't have no friend. Everybody out the road want money. Cause money is a thing and you know it don't love nobody. Some people are selling them soul over money. Some are selling them life, them child, them body. Well, that is the work of money. Cause money, as you know, it don't give a damn about nobody. Everywhere that you go, people not cry for their money. Cause they don't have a dime, not a cent or a penny. If you put a little food in a them tummy. Cause government will laugh everyone and not take them money. See the people on the road, them also for me say deal. Cause they can't find no food, so they feed them fat.
This is
So
not
they rob
released
and
yet,
they
so don't
steal
sing
and they
too
kill
much.
for their money.
I don't
Now,
know. Is this released? Like, it's not released yet, is it?
no,
Everyone's
it's
going to
there. It's
hear it.
there. It's already there. It's already
All
there.
right, all
It's
right.
already
Just
there.
double checking there, because
Yeah.
I was starting to get into this flow. It's like silk coming out of your mouth. It's unbelievable, this flow you've got.
Yeah,
Um,
see, that's why I continue with the music, because people tell me my style is something that they've never seen before.
yeah,
It's like an old school reggae style that has
yeah,
been gone, and this is what I'm trying to bring back. But
yeah. So good.
in my way, in my style, in my flavor.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that kind of leads us to the next question. I was thinking about.
Mm,
I was looking at all the reggae out there, and I was thinking about some of the past me. I've got some of the oldest records, across reggae, all sorts of stuff. And I was just thinking, like, what do you think is missing these days in reggae? Like, everything goes around in circles, like we know. Um, what do you think is missing these days? So you touched on a little bit. We'd love to hear a bit more of what you think's missing, and how you want to kind of like bring it back to life, and what is that you want to bring back to life?
Facts of life. Example, like Bob Marley talks about what is going on in today's society, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bounty Killer also sing about what's going on inside of society.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Man talks about what's going on in society. All these other artists back in the days talks about what's going on in society. The problem today that many people complain to me about with many Jamaican artists, they're mostly talking about what is between the female leg,
Yeah, I think,
right?
yeah, that
And
is true, actually.
and
Yeah,
then basically in some aspect, it is a little bit disrespectful, right?
yeah.
Because in a way, some of us look at it as basically you got no respect for your mother if you're talking about between a woman's leg.
It's also just like it's been going on for so long. I think we need some new stuff anyway, So,
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's that, but then there's this also like, what's fresh, what's new, like what can we do now? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, tell us a bit more of what you're thinking.
But one of the guy artists in my country, which kind of influenced me, because what he does a combination of everything, right? He will talks about the women,
Uh
then
huh.
he will talks about what's going on in society, then he will mix it up, combine it together. They call him in Jamaica the king of dancehall. His name is Vibes Cartel,
Uh huh.
right? He's pretty much a big idol for me as well.
Yeah.
So we basically, people need to make a little bit change in the music business to capture the vibes of everybody. Bring back what is reality in music.
Yeah.
Not to bring back a whole lot of negativity. Take out the crime, the killing, take out all of that out of the music and focus on what is important.
Yeah, I feel like that's at like the heart of reggae as well. If you
Hmm.
look at it through the years, and it's very exciting. You're saying these things, and I've just been thinking, I can't wait for your next hit to come out. So So to all the fans out there that are watching you, listening to you, and all our new, podcast viewers on Beats to Rap On, maybe you can run us through, what's next for you, and what should we be looking out for?
Okay. Well, what's next for me? I'm working on my next album, right? And it's a little bit slow
Amazing.
right now because of what's going on here in the Philippines. So I am working on my next album. Supposed to have at least maybe 10 to 15 different songs, right? With one collaboration with a Filipino here. And then basically after that, I'm just looking forward for everything else. At the same time, I have a friend who is already an artist in England,
Right.
and he's planning to come here to the Philippines, where me and him we are going to do a song together. He's what we would call like a dub poet. That's his
Ooh,
music, a dub poet. So it's
wow.
going to be dub poet combined together with Jamaican reggae music. So we are
That's
going to do a
so
song
cool.
together. So I'm just waiting for him to come so that we can actually put that song together and
So
everything
Don,
else.
that's probably something that we would like to either be part of, sponsor, whatever it is.
Hmm.
So, as you're doing these things, always keep us in mind because, we're
Of course, man.
we're just here trying to be real specific into this part of the culture, right? So like hip
Yeah,
hop,
man.
trap, reggae,
Yeah,
all
man.
that kind of rap, all that kind of stuff. And, if we can help some funding or whatever like that, not promising anything, obviously, because it's on podcast here, but, and that goes out to all the fans as well, who come on this
Yeah,
as
man.
well. There's also those opportunities. So, we're just starting to get towards the tail end now. It's been an incredible time. I hope everyone's had a lot of fun listening to you and on your journey.
Yes, I.
So where can people find your music and, connect with you? Obviously, you're on Beats to Rap On. If anyone hasn't hit Beats to Rap On, hit the platform up, look him up. There's a chat function there where you guys can just chat. You got a collab you want to do, hit him up.
Yeah, man.
That's all there for you. So, where can people find your music and connect with you other than obviously Beats to Rap On?
Okay, so far you can find my music right now on YouTube, right? Because I have a YouTube channel. It's not perfect, but I have a couple songs on there that I put. One freestyle, and then basically songs that I did with the group who took advantage of me and everything, and then basically I think maybe two or three other songs that are there. But I'm still uploading. I'm not quite finished yet. So far, YouTube is the only one. You can also find me on Instagram, on Facebook. I cannot remember all the other sites that
Oh
I'm
man, there's like so
I am
many. I
on.
mean,
So there's
look,
so many
everyone, I'm
out
just
there.
saying the main one is Beats to Rap On, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. So, in terms of YouTube, how do they find you? So what's your artist name on YouTube so they can go out there
Okay,
right now, open
my
YouTube and
artist
look you up?
name, my artist name is Dong the Jamaican. So it's Dong, Dong. So that's Dong, then D as in David, then Jamaican.
DOND Jamaican.
Yeah, so Dong D Jamaican. So Dong and then
Perfect.
another D and then Jamaican.
Don D Jamaican. So
Yeah, man.
everyone out there, open your YouTube out now. Crack open it out. Go search for him. He's got some awesome music out there. Also, jump on Beats to Rap On. Look him up. There's some awesome tracks on there as well. Um, just last question for all our viewers out there. Um, you know, you got so much experience and so much history. People can't buy that, right? You got to live it. You live experience. It
Mm-hmm.
acquires over time. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you could give like one message to the next generation of artists, what would that message be?
Simple. Never give up, right? Never give up on your talent. Never give up on your skills. You have a skill, use your skill. Though you may have other things that you're doing, right? I'm not saying do not focus on your skill. You have a skill, focus also on your skill, on your free time. But if you have a talent in music, never give up on it. I did not give up, and I'm not going to give up. I have a skill, and I'm going to use the skill so everybody can hear me. And I also want to hear you as a new generation. Maybe someday we can collaborate together. You don't know. Let's see what happens.
That's it. Well, you know where to find him. You just hit up Beats to Rap On. You can look him up and you can do those collaborations. I mean, what you just said, Don, gave me a little bit of goosebumps, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
man.
just want to wrap up here. So we've run out of time, Charlie. We run out of time. Yeah, out of time. Oh, what's that? All right. Next time when we get him on, Charlie's saying that we want to see those dance moves. So I think the camera might have to be a little bit further away so we can see those
Okay.
dance moves. I just want to thank
Okay.
everyone
Okay.
for participating in the podcast. Thanks so much for your time. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.